Motion. We are getting you ready for a fun free day on the rails. I'll tell you all about National Train Day. That's coming your way next on Good Day Oregon. First live local.
We are on the go with Joe. Today he's moving full steam ahead while preparing for a big weekend event. He joins us live from Southeast Portland to tell us about National Train Day. Right, Joe?
Yeah, good morning, Pete. We are at the Oregon Rail Heritage Center. If you're not familiar with it, it's here in Southeast Portland. It just opened not too long ago, within the last year. It's basically a big, kind of like a living museum almost. They've got some cool old school trains in here, including a big steam locomotive. You can see it's going right there. We're going to show that to you a little bit later in the show. I'm joined by Scott Hurd with Amtrak. How are you once again, Scott?
Great.
Great. As Pete mentioned, we're talking about National Train Day. There's going to be a big event, big free event going on Saturday. Tell us about that.
National Train Day is an event called Trains Matter this year. It's everything about trains, everything from the small trains to the big trains. An opportunity for all ages to come out and see the real thing, learn more about rail safety. In fact, there's one of our trains going by now. One of the Amtrak Cascades will be on display there.
Time to blow your horn. I love it. And then we got that big sucker right there. That's the the SP&S 700, correct?
Yeah, correct. That's kind of the star of the show. That's where you can get up close and actually climb some steps and see into the cab of the locomotive.
And so we're going to see that a little bit later in Good Day Oregon. Scott, thank you. I appreciate it. But there's lots of other train-related exhibits. That's where Jeff Honeyman comes in. Jeff, good morning to you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
Great. Now, Jeff is with an organization called Operation Lifesaver. Tell us about what your organization does.
Operation Lifesaver was started next door in Idaho in 1972 to help reduce grade crossing incidents between automobiles and trains. And now it's been expanded to also include trespassing on railroad property. It's all for safety.
I was going to say, we in the news business, unfortunately, we're pretty familiar with these kind of incidents. We report on them from time to time, whether it's a train, whether it's a MAX, you name it. What are the basics that you try to instill in people?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, people don't realize that trains can run on tracks at any time. Any time is train time. The other thing that people don't realize is that railroad property is private property. So if you cross a track other than a designated private crossing, you're trespassing. Walking on the tracks, running on the tracks, all forms of trespassing.
Stay off the tracks, unless you're supposed to be there. I guess it's the basic.
Well, trains are a whole lot bigger than we are. You got to remember it takes the average freight train over a mile to stop.
Impressive. I mean, statistics, when you think about it, and appreciate you getting the safety message out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Again, folks, National Train Day. It's at Union Station downtown this Saturday. It's from 10 to 4 and free to the public. For more info, just go to kptv.com. We're going to take it back inside the Heritage Center, and that big sucker you see steaming up in the background, we're going to take you aboard her. That's coming up in just a bit. Pete, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Safety first, Joe. Thanks so much. 7:55 is the time. Charged with Loco for Locomotives. He joins us live from Southeast Portland to tell us more about National Train Day. Joe?
Hey, good morning, Pete. And yes, we are all aboard the SP&S 700. Terry Thompson, I get that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. We're getting the word out about National Train Day, which is this coming Saturday at Union Station, a free event where you can see all sorts of cool train-related exhibits. And this is the highlight. This is essentially an old school, well, what era was this train?
It was built in 1938.
A steam engine. Now, I've been aboard the one at the zoo. Up until now, that has been the only other steam engine that I've seen, and this blows it away in terms of scale. Tell us, first of all, how this thing operates. It's steam-powered. We've got a fire going on in here. Tell us how this train works exactly.
Well, it takes two people to run it. You have an engineer on this side, and you have a fireman over there. And the fireman's job is to make steam at the same rate the engineer is using it up to propel the train.
So we've got the fire going on here. What is it? You call this the fire box? Is that correct?
The firebox.
Okay. And what does that do? Heats up water, I'm guessing?
It heats up water. The flames from the fire, the exhaust gases go through tubes in the boiler, and they heat up water that's in the boiler. And then they go into the smoke box, and they go up the stack.
And there's all sorts of crazy little switches and that sort of thing. How difficult is it to pilot this thing?
Well, it takes some skill. Every trip's a different trip because it behaves differently each time. All the things across the top have to do with startup and shutdown. That's the only time you mess with them.
Now, I've heard this train can get up to 100 miles an hour. Not that you would do that often, but it can get really fast. How long does it take to stop this thing once it gets going?
Well, most freight trains, they say trains, if it's going 60 miles an hour, it takes about a mile. So this is no different. You're trying to use the train behind you to all the brakes there to stop you, not just the locomotive. So it'd be the stopping distance would be the same as it would be for a modern diesel.
And what I found fascinating is that this takes days to warm up before you can use it, right? Because you started warming up yesterday.
We started on Tuesday.
Oh, excuse me, Tuesday.
We put hot water in the boiler, water about 130 degrees, something like that. And then that took pretty much all day. And then yesterday we did what's called a cold start, where you have to have an external steam source to get going and to power some of the appliances that you need to run with. And then once you have your own steam, like today, then we can start under our own power.
Now, they're actually not going to drive it until tomorrow, so it's going to take 3 days just to get it ready. So you can see it live and in person Saturday at Union Station from 10 to 4. Again, free to the public, and lots of other cool activities you can check out. For more info, just log on to kptv.com. Thank you for having us aboard, sir. And we're going to have a lot more coming up in just a bit. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Pete. They don't touch anything. Right here at the Oregon Rail Heritage Center, National Train Day is this Saturday, free of charge from 10 to 4. There's live entertainment from clowns to music to all sorts of train-related activities, as you can imagine. The highlight is this. It's the SP&S 700. Steve Sedeker, you guys have been getting this ready for the last couple of days. How many people and how much time does it take to get ready to take this thing out for a trip?
Oh, well, it's going to take a good 20 of us to do this over this course of these last few days.
This is a 1938 train. What is it that you guys, find so fascinating about this, that you donate all this time and put so much effort into this?
Well, it's an intimidating piece of machinery, and everything is it's not mass produced. So everything you have to, if you need to make a part, you have to fabricate it yourself by hand.
It's incredible. You can see it up close and personal this Saturday. That's at Union Station. It's from 10 to 4. Free of charge. For more info, just go to kptv.com. Steve said it's an intimidating piece of machinery. Deb and Pete, you guys are familiar with the steam locomotive at the zoo, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That weighs 9 pounds. This one weighs 9 tons. 9 tons.
Maybe the one in the gift shop, yeah.
9 tons. This one's 440 tons. Wow. So this is literally 49 times bigger. That's just a locomotive. So it's a whole lot of train to handle.
Just
as you can imagine.
It's like seething with power right now. Yeah. Really, really cool.
And I can't blow the whistle because it'll literally shadow our eardrums in this closed space. But they do let me ring the bell, so I do get some perks. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Right at the beginning, they just didn't let you touch anything.
Yeah. All right.
Safer that way.
Smart folks there.
Yeah, that's right.